Hare Krishna. Thank you, Krishna Prabhu and Ritesh Prabhu, leading the chanting today. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, and Pranam. Jai Shri Prabhupada. We'll start with Mangalacharan. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam Sha Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Okay, we'll continue with our prayer. Does anybody would like to sing today?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, I can try the first 4 verses.
Yes.
If that's okay. You said that's okay?
Yes, yeah. I was sharing my screen. Anybody else would like to try after that? We can do it, but yeah, you can start with the first page.
Shri Vallabheti Davarati Daya Pareti Bhakta Priyeti Bhavakunluntan Kovideti Natheti Nagashayaneti Jagannivaset Alam Pinam Pratidinam Kurumam Mukunda Jayatu Devo Devaki Nandanoyam Jayatu Krishno Vrishnivansha Pradipa Jayatu Megha Shamala Komalango Jayatu Prithvi Bharanasho Mukunda Mukunda Murdhana Pranipatya Yache Bhavantam Ekantam Iyantam Artham Avismritis Tvach Charnar Vinde Bhava Me Astu Bhavat Prasadat Naham Vande Tava Charanayor Dvandvam Advandva Hetuho Kumbhi Pakam Gurum Api Hare Narakam Na Panitum Ramya Rama Murtha Tanulata Nandanenapi Rantum Bhave Hridaya Bhavane Bhavayeyam Bhavantam. Sorry for the mistakes. Thank you.
No, that's nice. That is what we want. We want everybody to feel fearless. We are eternal servants of Srila Prabhupada and Shri Krishna. So, very nice. Thank you for making the effort. Anybody else would like to try? Yeah, we keep trying. We will succeed one day. That is the whole process of chanting. We keep chanting. And one day, our material covering will be removed. Okay, anybody wants to try? Even one verse?
I can try, Prabhuji.
Yeah, Shri Mataji. Yeah, number 5 is similar as that previous one.
Yes, I tried yesterday, but I couldn't get I think 2 or 3 last verses. So
Good.
okay. नास्ता धर्मे नवसु निचये नैव कामोपभोगे यद्भाव्यं तद्भवतु भगवान् पूर्वकर्मानुरूपम् एतत् प्रार्थ्यं मम बहुमतं जन्मान्तरेऽपि त्वत्पादाम्भोरुहयुगगता निश्चला भक्तिरस्तु दिवि वा भुवि वा ममास्तु वासो नरके वा नरकाङ्क प्रकमम् अवधिरिता सराधरा विन्दौ चरणौ ते मरणेऽपि चिन्तयामि चिन्तयामि हरिमेव सन्तमं मन्दहासमुदितानां भुजम् नन्दगोपतनयं परात्परं नाराददि मुनिवृन्दवन्दितम् करचरणे सरोजे कान्तिमं नेत्रमीने श्रममुसि भुजविचि व्याकुले गाधन्मार्गे हरिसरसि विगायापि तेजो जलौघं पवमरुपरि किनं क्लेशम् अद्य त्यजामि सरसिजे नयने शङ्खचक्रे मुरभिधीमा विरमस्व चित्तरन्तुं सुखतरम् अपरं न जातु जाने हरिचरण स्मरणामृतेन तुल्यम्. Okay, probably do the last verse.
Hmm. This is like the Shikshashtakam prayer, if you know the Chetadarpana Marjan. You have it right?
Yeah, I don't know.
Chetodarpana Marjanam Bhavamaha.
Okay.
Mabhi Mandamano
मनो विचिन्तया
Bahuda
बहुधा यमीश्वरं
Yatana.
नैवामि प्रभवन्ति पापरिपव स्वामिनानुश्रीधर आलस्यं व्यपनीय भक्ति सुलभं ध्यायस्व नारायणं लोकस्य व्यसना बन्धनो करो दास्य किं
Tasya kim
किं न
Shamaha.
क्षमाः.
Haribol. Very wonderful. Thank you so much for making that effort. Srila Prabhupada will be so pleased with both of you. Haribol. Okay. Anybody would like to read the translations for the first 10 verses?
I can read, Prabhuji.
Yes, Lord Mataji. Thank you.
Translation. O Mukunda, O Lord, please let me become a constant reciter of your names, addressing you as Sri Balav, he who is very dear to Lakshmi, Varada, the bestower of benedictions, Dayapara, he who is causelessly merciful, Bhakt Priya, he who is very dear to his devotees, Bhavalunta Govida, he who is expert at plundering the status quo of repeated the birth and death, Nath, the Supreme Lord, Jagan Nivas, the resort of the cosmos, and Nagsayan, the Lord who lies down on the serpent bed. Second, all glories to this personality of Godhead known as the son of Srimati Devaki Devi. All glories to Lord Sri Krishna, the brilliant light of the Varshni dynasty. All glories to the personality of Godhead, the hue of whose soft body resembles the blackish color of a new cloud. All glories to Lord Mukunda, who removes the burden of the earth. Third, O Lord Mukunda, I bow down my head to your lordship and respectfully ask you to fulfill this one desire of mine, that in each of my future births I will, by your lordship's mercy, always remember and never forget your lotus feet. Fourth, O Lord Hari, it is not to be saved from the dualities of material existence or the grim tribulations of the Kumbhipaka hell that I pray to your lotus feet. Nor is my purpose to enjoy the soft skinned, beautiful women who reside in the gardens of heaven. I pray to your lotus feet only so that I may remember you alone in the core of my heart, birth after birth. Fifth, O my Lord, I have no attachment for religiosity or for accumulating wealth or for enjoying sense gratification. Let these come as they inevitably must in accordance with my past deeds. But I do pray for this most cherished boon, birth after birth, let me render unflinching devotional service onto your two lotus feet. 6. O Lord, killer of demon Narka, let me reside either in the realm of demigods, in the world of human beings, or in hell as you please. I pray only that at the point of death I may remember your two lotus feet, whose beauty defies that of the lotus growing in the Sarat season. 7th, I always think of Lord Hari, whose joyful lotus face bears a gentle smile. Although he is the son of the cowherd Nanda, he is also the supreme absolute truth worshipped by great sages like Narada. 8. The desert of the desert of material existence has exhausted me. But today I will cast aside all troubles by diving into the lake of Lord Hari and drinking freely of the abundant waters of his splendor. The lotuses in that lake are his hands and feet, and the fish are his brilliant shining eyes. That lake's water relieves all fatigue and is agitated by the waves his arms create. Its current flows deep beyond fathoming. Ninth, O mind, please never stop taking pleasure in thinking of the Murat Yemen's destroyer, who has lotus eyes and bears the constantest weapon. Indeed, I know of nothing else that gives such extreme pleasure as meditating on Lord Hari's divine feet. 10th, O foolish mind, stop your fearful fretting about the extensive torments imposed by Yamaraj. How can your enemies, the sinful reactions you have accrued, even touch you? After all, is your master not the Supreme Lord, the husband of Goddess Shri? Cast aside all hesitations and concentrate your thoughts on Lord Narayana, whom one very easily attains through devotional service. What can that dispeller of the whole world's troubles not do for his own servant? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Arti Mataji, Shri Mataji, and Meenakshi Mohini for the wonderful recitation and translation of Shri Mukundamala Stotra. Shri Mukundamala Stotra ki jai. Shri Kulashekara Alvar Maharaj ki jai. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Yes, as this prayer, the last line says, we can stop our fearful fretting, our mind's fears, right? Because fears are when we start thinking about the future. In this material world, we are thinking always about what's going to happen tomorrow, what's going to happen next, what will happen, if I die, or what will happen in my work today. Will I get a promotion? Will my job be there, right? So all kinds of fears are there for the materialistic people. Sometimes even as devotees, we fear, what will happen if I die? Will I go back to Godhead? Right? So that fear is always there. But when we take the shelter of the holy names, like what King Kulashekara is saying here in the first verse, Alapinam Pratidinam Guru Mamukunda, may I always be a constant reciter of your holy names. And just by doing that, by meditating on that, which is the Yuga Dharma for the sage, just glorifying, chanting the holy names, we can lose all fears. I shared an audio yesterday of my Guru Maharaj, and it kind of correlated with everything that Vishwanath Prabhu has in the message when he sends the message every morning at 4:30 a.m. You see all the benefits, the spiritual benefits, the mental benefits, the physical benefits of chanting the holy names. And one of those benefits was called out as that, first of all, it clears our heart. It clears our heart of all the impurities that have accumulated over millions and millions of lifetimes. Cheto Darpana Marjanam. Right? And then second, what happens? It increases the ocean of bliss. Every day we start feeling more and more pleasure. We see here devotees, all of you. I take inspiration from all of you. And all of us take inspiration from each other. But you see, devotees are trying to join, slowly, little earlier than before, right? We are able to chant little more extra, and that is a proof of that how our transcendental ocean of bliss is increasing day by day, and it will continue to increase. And that is the word of Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So that is the word of Shri Krishna. So it cannot be false, right? So that is the second benefit. So first benefit, it clears our mind. Second is it increases our spiritual bliss. And then third is it removes away all these fears that we are always fearful of, right? So yeah, and we are reading from Srila Prabhupada Leelamrit. We were seeing how Srila Prabhupada, when he arrived in Boston yesterday, he was when he walks down with the captain of the ship, into the Boston city. He sees, first thing he sees is the churches, right? And then after the churches, he sees warehouses, and then warehouses, and then there are office buildings, and there are bars and restaurants and nightclubs and all. So I was just thinking, like, yeah, that's how, like, first thing is, we came here because of the mercy of the Lord, church is there. But then man, as humans, we created all these, like this warehouse is like a warehouse. This is the Khalaya Shaswatam. We are all sent here because of our misgivings. And then we have created all these places, right? Workplace, just to work more like donkeys, right? Most of people are just going there, working, coming back, tired. Once we are tired, then we think, oh, now I need to go to a restaurant, or I need to go to a bar, or I need to go to a nightclub, right? So that's what the thinking of the people have become in this world. And the only way we can get out of that, actually, when I was driving, when I go to work, and when I go towards this Kamal Krishna Prabhu's house, when I was dropping my kid for some of the classes, there is this bar. So I see these, when I drive, I'm seeing, like, always those bars are always full, like the whole parking lot is full. There is this Siller House, or whatever, the Siller Spring House, or whatever it is called here in Snyder, on Kemper Road, and then there is one that side. Whenever you drive through those areas, you will see the whole parking lot is full always, right? But when you drive through, like, I come also through, I live near Sai Baba, so when I drive to Sai Baba temple, there will be hardly any any cars. But except there is one day, on Thursday, Sai Baba temple. Yesterday was Thursday, and so it will be full. So that is the kind of the condition of this world, right? Everything, all the bars and distilleries, they are all full every day. But the temples, at least, okay, when at least we are still in the golden age, that the temples are still at least one day of a week, at least it is full, right? So, but here, if you say this in the morning, like I said a few days ago, we are coming here, associating with each other in the morning for this japa. At least this gives us confidence and gladness that every morning, at least our parking lot here and this call is also full, right? So that is how the devotees are able to make best use of the bad bargain in all situations. So that is wonderful. Okay, so with that, we'll continue from Srila Prabhupada Leelamrit. So right now we're on chapter 12. Prabhupada has landed in Boston. The first word that he saw was A and P, and I was reflecting on that. A also is, like, Prabhupada's disciples, they put themselves as ACBSP, right? So A, of course, could be Abhay Babu. His name is also Abhay Babu, Abhay Charanaravind, and then P for Prabhupada. So Krishna showed him those first two letters when he was about to reach Boston at 5:30 a.m. Okay, so before we continue, since while Prabhupada is resting in Boston, or kind of writing this poem, I think one thing we missed was the foreword. So foreword for chapter 12, since we're on chapter 12, we can read this wonderful foreword. So I will continue this. This is one of the professors who wrote this foreword to volume 2. The story you are about to read is like many true stories, highly improbable. An elderly Indian Swami comes to New York City in the mid-1960s on a vaguely defined mission. Charged by his teacher in India to bring his spiritual message to the West, he arrives in New York with no prior knowledge of America, no base of support, almost no money, and no clear plan of action. He moves about the city somewhat aimlessly, lives for a while in an artist's loft on the Bowery, and finally, with help from a few early followers, rents a storefront building in the area known as East Village, the heart of the 1960s drug and counterculture movement. There he begins to preach an unlikely message of sexual restraint, abstention from drugs, and purity of mind and body, and in behalf of devotion to the Hindu god Krishna. What follows is a remarkable tale of faith, determination, and success beyond anyone's expectation. The present volume gives only the beginnings of the story, but it tells us in fascinating detail how the first seeds of success were planted in what seemed such unpromising ground. It is a very human story with a very human A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami at the center. Religions are a composite of many factors, some of which are largely collective products such as social movements, institutions, and systems of belief and practice. The history of religions is often put in terms of these relatively objective factors, so that religious history becomes part of the moral general history of various times and places. The story of Bhaktivedanta Swami reminds us forcefully that there are other factors, more personal and elusive, which also shape the history of world religion. Social and cultural factors make a difference, but so also do individuals. Holy men, saints, religious leaders, and their often flawed but faithful followers. The value of this book is the way in which it brings together these two dimensions, social history and individuals, to describe the founding of a major religious movement. The temporal setting of the story is important. The 1960s was a unique period in American history, a time when major changes were taking place in our society. The place is important also, since New York City in general and East Village in particular were on the leading edge of these changes. The author of this biography was very much a part of this time and place as one of Bhaktivedanta Swami's earliest disciples in New York. From his own recollections from recordings and writings of the time, and from extensive interviews with other participants, he has put together a series of striking vignettes of the 1960s that have independent historical value. Threading through these scenes, however, and binding the individuals together in collective effort is the dominant figure of A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. Bhaktivedanta Swami seems curiously out of place in this setting. Born in the late 19th century, he had spent his whole career in India and for many years had lived the life of a celibate Hindu monk. What relevance could he have in the center of American youth culture, where do your own thing was the die for action, and don't trust anyone over third party, don't trust anyone over 30 was the watchword against authority? The answer to this can be conveyed in the book which follows. Since spiritual power can never be precisely pinned down, this book will not give a complete answer, nor will all of the massive evidence on which it is based. It is to Bhaktivedanta's credit that he believed in keeping nothing secret, and it is to Sat Swarupa's credit that he has presented the events of this critical period as objectively as possible. Seldom before have we had such an intimate and detailed account of a spiritual master bringing forth a new religious movement, and probably never has there been such a wealth of contemporary data to back it up. Those of us who are historians of religion will be working this rich vein for years to come. Some who read this book will simply enjoy an absorbing story. Others, perhaps more appropriately, will respond in faith or greater commitment to their own religious quest. Whatever your response, this first published volume of a great religious biography will be a rare treat. Dr. Thomas J. Hopkins, Chairman, Department of Religious Studies, Franklin and Marshall College, Lancaster, Pennsylvania. So that will continue chapter 12. So after that prayer that we read yesterday, that Srila Prabhupada wrote at the Commonwealth Pier on reaching Boston, Massachusetts. So we'll continue from here. Okay. He was now in America. He was in a major American city, rich with billions, populated with millions, and determined to stay the way it was. Prabhupada saw Boston from the viewpoint of a pure devotee of Krishna. He saw the hellish city life, people dedicated to the illusion of material happiness. All his dedication and training moved him to give these people the transcendental knowledge and saving grace of Krishna consciousness. Yet he was feeling weak, lowly, and unable to help them on his own. He was but an insignificant beggar with no money. He had barely survived the 2 heart attacks at sea. He spoke a different language. He dressed strangely. Yet he had come to tell people to give up meat eating, illicit sex, intoxication, and gambling, and to teach them to worship Lord Krishna, who to them was the mythical Hindu god. What would he be able to accomplish? Helplessly, he spoke his heart directly to God. I wish that you may deliver them. I am seeking your benediction so that I can convince them. And for convincing them, he would trust in the power of God's holy name and in the Srimad Bhagavatam. This transcendental sound would clean away desire for material enjoyment from their hearts and awaken loving service to Krishna. On the streets of Boston, Prabhupada was aware of the power of ignorance and passion that dominated the city, but he had faith in the transcendental process. He was tiny, but God was infinite, and God was Krishna, his dear friend. On the 19th of September, the Jaladuta sailed into New York Harbor and docked at a Brooklyn pier at 17th Street. Srila Prabhupada saw the awesome Manhattan skyline, the Empire State Building, and like millions of visitors and immigrants in the past, the Statue of Liberty. Srila Prabhupada was dressed appropriately for a resident of Vrindavan. He wore kantimala, neck beads, and a simple cotton dhoti, and he carried japamala, chanting beads, and an old chadar or shawl. His complexion was golden, his head shaven, shikha in the back, his forehead decorated with the whitish Vaishnava tilaka. He wore pointed white rubber slippers, not uncommon for sadhus in India. But who in New York had ever seen or dreamed of anyone appearing like this Vaishnava? He was possibly the first Vaishnava sannyasi to arrive in New York with uncompromised appearance. Of course, New Yorkers have an expertise in not giving much attention to any kind of strange new arrival. Srila Prabhupada was on his own. He had a sponsor, Mr. Agarwal, somewhere in Pennsylvania. Surely someone would be here to greet him, although he had little idea of what to do as he walked off the ship onto the pier. I did not know whether to turn left or right. He passed through the dockside formalities and was met by a representative from Travelers Aid, sent by the Agarwals in Pennsylvania, who offered to take him to the Scindia ticket office in Manhattan to book his return passage to India. Okay, we'll pause here for today. Hey, Bol. Yes, anybody has any thoughts or reflections? Anything you liked or loved about today's reading?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you for beautiful renditions, everyone. Shreya, Meenakshi Moyini, and the translations are beautiful. Today, I think, the foreword really was wonderful by the historian professor. And the one thing that I liked, and I have read Leelamrita before, is that how it connects individuals at the same time brings about the origin of our ISKCON movement. So it is a story of each individual and how their lives were transformed by Srila Prabhupada, how Srila Prabhupada as a single man brought about this revolution. So, that was really nice to kind of get that broad, zoomed out overview that we are not just reading about the origin of a religion, but also change of lives of individuals and real people who made this happen, going forward, how temples were made, how one person was just sent in Delhi and said, you go there, you start a temple here. So that will be really fascinating to read and encouraging as well, because sometimes we feel that as an individual, what power do we have? We can't change anything. But here we'll see single people, bringing about transformation. So that's what I really liked. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Mataji. Yes, sometimes we kind of think less of a person, right, or of ourselves as well. But yeah, here, like you rightly said, when when we have the sincerity and the purity by practicing this spiritual sadhana given by our acharyas, then the empowerment comes. The empowerment comes from the Lord, from our acharyas, right? So yeah, we should never underestimate the power of one pure and true Vaishnava here, like we're reading. Yeah, Srila Prabhupada was like probably the first Vaishnava sannyasi who was setting foot on the shores of America. Right? Before that, we read like maybe there were many impersonals, Mayavadis who had come, but not a pure Vaishnava. But yeah, one person who came empowered by his Guru Maharaj, empowered by Lord. He transformed the whole country, not just the whole country, but all the countries of the world. So yes, thank you. Anybody else? Yeah, that's why we should. And like Guru Maharaj's audio, that he was also saying that if this movement was not bona fide, it would have died down much longer. But because it was started by a pure devotee of the Lord, and we are reaching true and pure spirituality in its truest essence, that's why it's just flourishing. Every year after year, decade after decade. From few tens of followers that Srila Prabhupada started with, a handful to begin with, to tens, to hundreds, to thousands, to now today we have hundreds of thousands and millions of devotees all over the world, right? So as the ocean of spiritual bliss increases, similarly, the ocean of devotion and the ocean of the devotees is increasing day by day because of the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. And while it was funny, like Maharaj was saying, Srila Prabhupada said in the Dutch newspaper, there was this article or a cartoon, where a devotee is telling to a materialistic person, okay, take this book and chant. And he was saying, chant, chant, chant. And then the other person saying, can't, can't, can't. So, but still, we should not be like what Prabhupada said. We should not be bogged down by that. We should continue to preach, and there are hundreds and thousands of sincere devotees all over the world who are waiting for this transcendental message. Actually, yesterday before I was listening to another lecture, and there also, I think Srila Prabhupada, when he was at Japan and Tokyo, I think in Tokyo airport, out of nowhere, one boy came and met him, and he said, "From where do you get this knowledge?" And Prabhupada was like taken aback, what is this little boy coming and asking, from where do you get this knowledge? And then Prabhupada, when he asked him, he came to know that that boy had received a book somewhere, and he had actually read many of Srila Prabhupada's books. And then he was just amazed and fascinated with all the knowledge that is contained in these books. And then he asked Srila Prabhupada that question, and then Prabhupada said, well, this is all knowledge that comes from the Lord, from Supreme Lord, from Krishna, right? So yeah, we should never, like you were saying, Mataji, earlier, about the power of one person, similarly the power of one book, power of just one sentence or one shloka from these books can transform the lives of people around. We never know. Yes. Anybody has any other thoughts?
Yes, Prabhu. So similar to what Anandi Gopika Mataji and you said, the power of one individual person can change so much. Like, I, sometimes I come across like posts regarding like why you should not kill animals and eat them, and I just keep posting it on Instagram, thinking maybe somebody will read, and probably they will have a different perspective towards eating meat or anything. So I keep on posting, and then I came across one post where people question that, oh, if you are killing animals, they are living beings, so are the plants, and then there was an explanation that even why there is a justification to why we can eat plants, they're not because they don't have nervous system, and all those points were there. So I just posted it, and I met like a friend few days after, and she told me that good that you posted that. I showed it to my son, and I told him, this is why you should not Shiva, this is why you should eat plants and not kill animals, because a few days ago he was protesting, and he was like, oh, kids in my school all eat meat, and why can't I, because they belong to a vegetarian family. So I felt so happy. I was like, oh, somewhere, I'm making a difference, even if it's at a small level. Yeah, so I should keep posting it. So yeah, sometimes we underestimate what one person can do, but it can change other people's world.
Haribo, so nice. Yes, that's amazing. Wonderful. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, I like that many stories, right? Yes, go ahead. Alin Prabhu.
Yeah, nice one. Actually, I was about to tell. So this is a very good justification what Mataji has given, right? On nervous system. So there are other justification also I learned from Srila Prabhupada's video. There are certain videos. So that is also another justifications we can add up. Even from in Gita also, like 9.25, or I don't know the number, but they mentioned, right? Phalam puspam, we can give offer to God other than anything else. That is another justification. So that is good. You are spreading, Mataji, like how to avoid eating meat. killing animals to come out of this violence active nature of human being. Yeah. I just wanted to add.
Nice.
Hare
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Narendra. Hare Krishna. Okay. Anybody else? Chetna Mataji, are you joining? I saw you were here yesterday. Have you been to our center? If you're speaking, you're on mute. Okay, maybe you're busy with something. So, yeah, please keep joining, and thank you so much for everybody's association this morning. So we'll again pause here for today with Vaishnava Pranam prayers, and we'll see you all again tomorrow. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Anantakoti Vaishnavrinda ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Prabhupada Leelamrit ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol, Hare Krishna.
Thank you,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna.
Have a great day, everyone.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.